Demolition of the mess of highway and interstate once known as the Can of Worms is ongoing as the Twin Ports Interchange Project continues. Construction isn't just affecting drivers these days. Local businesses and those living near the Can of Worms project have been seeing consistent detours since its beginning. Northern News Now's Cara Kopp breaks down some newly announced changes and what impacts local businesses might see in the coming months.
You know, we haven't really seen a change in the business since the Interchange Project started.
Businesses in the Lincoln Park District are up front and center to the Can of Worms project. And much like the OMC co-owner, Lewis Hansen, these storefronts are settling into the construction happening around them.
We never had a parking problem as far as it goes, but people are very savvy in Duluth. We're willing to take different routes and change on a whim as much happens with things changing and moving forward.
But Monday night, MnDOT held a public update meeting at the Lincoln Park Senior Center to speak on the changes happening within the next few months. Focusing on 21st Avenue West.
They're shooting to open up earlier than February 13th, but at the same time, as soon as 21st Avenue opens, or 21st opens up, we're going to close 20th and remove those bridges overhead there as well.
Continuing their structure work, such as driving pile, casting footings and piers, through the rest of winter.
Especially with the two work packages that were added in August. Those packages being stuff done by Garfield Interchange, as well as working up the hill on Highway 50, the 53 bridges or the Piedmont Avenue bridges.
Despite the current and future detours that will come to Lincoln Park,
we're trying really hard and by communicating with them weekly basis. At the same time, they all have my phone number.
Business owners like Hansen are looking forward to having that steady flow of traffic come back to their storefronts.
Having that general ease of being able to get in and out of Lincoln Park a little bit easier and up to 53 and down to the canal with ease.
In Lincoln Park, Cara Kopp, Northern News Now.
And sometime in the spring, MnDOT plans to close north and southbound I-35 for a weekend to finish some bridge work. No word yet on detours.